Hey vinyl community, Jason here, Wednesday night. Just finished studying, thought I'd do a video before I hit the hay. I want to do this one. Last week I went to look at some records. Saw a post when I was at work, $10 for like 25 records. I saw there was a picture, had like a Zeppelin. This picture of like a few of the records, Zeppelin, there's a Tom Petty. I didn't know what else is in there. I figured why not, $10. Might as well go check it out. The person couldn't meet till a little bit later in my lunch break, so I drove early and want to stop by this place. I guess people call it the Honey Hole. I don't know what usually people call these things, but it's just a place. It's kind of an estate sale place. They actually sell mostly, they sell washers and dryers. But they had all kinds of stuff in there, all kinds of knickknacks. They had record players, records. They had, I don't know, all kinds of weird things, trinkets, old computers, whatever. So I think that they would just go to people's house, buy their washers and dryers, and so these people were moving or whatever, and so they just want to get rid of everything, so they would just offer money for whatever's left in their house, load it up in the truck, bring it back. So this place did have records. I saw a post a couple years ago. I went there. It's pretty random. I mean, it's all, like I said, it's a estate sale place. Stuff is all over the place, cushions all over the place. But it was basically $2 a record. They pulled out a couple, like I think they had like a Zeppelin that were selling for like $10 or something. But most of the stuff, it was just $2 a record. So anyways, when I went there early to go, when I went to go buy those records, and the place was closed, so it doesn't exist anymore. I haven't been there in like a year. It's not really close to my house, not close to my work, but I figured, hey, go check it out. I've scored some gems there. So I guess I just want to do a little tribute. I don't remember what it's called, Estate Liquidators or something. But I want to pull a couple of the records that I found there. I didn't find too much stuff. I mean, there's $2 a record, so I was taking chances buying anything that looked cool. But there was a couple that I knew. So here's the first one I bought there. This is Joe Pass Guitar Interludes. My cousin is a huge Joe Pass fan. My cousin's a really good guitar player, and he loves Joe Pass. So he's the one that kind of introduced me to Joe Pass. I went digging with him once, and he's just like, if you find any Joe Pass, just grab it. So when I saw this, I definitely had to grab it. Plus, I mean, it looks pretty cool. But I really like this album. Two sides are both kind of different. The first side is a little bit more, it's mostly instrumental. There's one song at the end with some vocals, but it's kind of more, if you know Joe Pass, he almost plays like classical style. He's very clean. But the first side is pretty intricate. It's very mellow. Both sides are mellow, but the second side has some vocals, and it almost has a Brazilian vibe to it, which when I first heard it, when I heard the girls singing, it kind of reminded me of like Antonio Adolfo or something. Just very, I was like, wow, is this is this Brazilian? Like I had to look at the people who were on it. Are these Brazilian artists? I mean, they weren't, but and I did see Needle Groove showed this couple weeks, maybe a month ago, and I saw him. I was like, yes, I love this album. This is so good. I've had this for a couple years. I'm definitely looking for the original. This is a repress on Discovery. Discovery does a lot of good records, a lot of good represses. So I'm going to throw this one on. So that's the first one I got. The next one I got there, this is John Coltrane Olé. I'm definitely not an expert on Coltrane. Need to listen to him more. I've heard not even half of his albums. Some of the stuff's kind of out there, and I'm not like a huge fan of like the traditional straight ahead jazz. So this is my favorite Coltrane. I don't know what it is about this one, but it's just right off the bat. I mean, it just kind of it's very loose. It's very minimal. I think it's only 3 players on here, but it does kind of have like a Latin percussion a little bit to it, and it's just very. I don't know. I really like it. The bass line's super. It's, only 3 people, so you can really hear all the instruments playing. The bass is like real driving. I like this. This really caught me like right off the bat. The other stuff I definitely need to give other Coltrane albums, sit down, give it a good listen. But this album is amazing. This is not an original, but this is a repress, a later Atlantic. It is really clean though, and for $2, I mean, this was a huge score. This is probably my first really good jazz album I bought. And this was when I first started collecting when I bought this. The last one I bought was The Meter, self-titled. This is probably my first big score. I couldn't believe I saw this, and it's really clean condition. I first discovered The Meters when I was watching Cut Chemist, this Crate Diggers, and this is his first Holy Grail. Plus, I kind of discovered Alan Toussaint as well, and then I came to know that Meters were kind of his backup band. So these guys, everyone knows these guys are like, you know, one of the originators of funk music. So good. I can't believe I got an original press on Josie for $2. I mean, can't beat that. So yeah, so I just want to pay tribute to that little gem place. I like to find those little random estate sale places. You never know what you're gonna find in there. I mean, it's not, people weren't going there to buy records. It's not a thrift store. It's that cool medium, I think. So unfortunately, it's gone. But I think I discovered a new one. So hopefully, I'll find some new stuff pretty soon. I want to do another little segment. I thought it'd be kind of interesting. I've watched a lot of vinyl community videos, but I haven't seen too many people show 45s. I mean, every now and again. But what I want to do is I show 10s, since I feel like 10 is the kind of the magic number of 45s that I own that are B-sides. So they're not on LPs. And that's a disclaimer, I mean, some of these are on comps and stuff, but not on like a true LP release from the artist. So I never was a big fan of of 45s, but I did get a jukebox about a year ago. So I had been collecting 45s. I find them at garage sales or whatever, you know, just dig through. If I find something cool, I'll grab it. Because I was hoping that I'd get a jukebox at some point. Or, you know, my son, he's 2, so if he's, you know, once he gets old enough, give him a little record player and just let him go at it with the 45s. But now that I have a jukebox, I understand why a lot of people, especially like DJs and stuff, where they kind of think it's 45s is kind of the ultimate medium, you know, 2 songs, perfect. You know, there's a lot of albums I have too where I keep them because of one song I really, really like. You know, I don't really like the whole album. So it's kind of nice getting on 45, you know, you just go straight to the point, that one song. So yeah, here's the 10. I want to show these. These are all B-sides. So this is the one that kind of started. I bought this right when I bought it. It's kind of thinking like, why doesn't everyone own this 45? It's so good. Tom Brock is amazing. I discovered him a lucky dig where it was like a DJ. Guy's old roommate was a DJ. He didn't pay rent, so the guy was like hawking his records $1 a piece. I scored like 100 records and anything that looked cool, and Tom Brock was one of them. And the record's a little pricey, but it's really good. It's produced by Barry White. Backup band is the Unlimited Orchestra. And it's really well done. But this 45, it has the I Love You More and More, which is I think the best song off the LP. It's the name of the LP. But it also has If We Don't Make It, Nobody Can, which is the B-side. This and that actually is on the LP, but only the instrumental. So this is the version with the lyrics. So this is a German. This is the German press. There's 2 U.S. singles, but one of I Love You More and More is actually pretty expensive, and the B-side is, you know, it's good, but it's not. If We Don't Make It, Nobody Can, which is just a killer song. It comes out. It's just got a huge sound, a lot of strings. It's just, the production's really good on it. It's really epic. Yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out. But this was actually not too bad. This was like $10-15, and I bought this. You know, and I'm trying to find songs on my jukebox for the jukebox, and you keep thinking of stuff. You look it up, they don't have it pressed on 45, or they do, but then the other side is like not so great. So this is one of the ones where I bought it. I'm like, yes, you know, both sides are bangers. You know, and I kind of want to. I gotta be efficient on the 45s I buy. You only have so much space in the jukebox, so this is definitely a keeper. This has never come out of the jukebox. So yeah, Tom Brock, I Love You More and More. If You Don't Make It, Nobody Can. So good. The next one, this is Sugar Pie DeSanto on the Jasmine label, and the song I really like on this, which I bought, is Get Back. And she did a people kind of, I guess, compare to to Etta James. She's one of my newer discoveries. I just found out about her maybe 3 months ago. But she had some albums in the early 60s. But then, a lot of soul artists, they just kind of do singles. They don't do LPs. So there was after the first few albums, I don't think she put out any more LPs. So she did a lot of singles. And when she did her stint on Jasmine, stuff she was putting out was really funky. So the song on there I really like is Get Back. It's really, really good. The other side's also really good. So yeah, check that one out. This is Time Box Beggin', and this is a reissue. The first, that I told you, the German press. The other one was an original copy. This is Time Box Beggin', and these guys I discovered, they are this band called Pato, P-A-T-T-O, or Pato. They're really good, classic rock. Their first album was on Vertigo. One of the better classic rock bands I discovered. I bought all their albums, and then I kind of looked in more, and they used to have a band prior to that called Time Box, which is more kind of that blue-eyed soul, UK, R&B, early 60s thing. But they never put out any albums. It was all singles. And Time Box, I really like this song. I was about to buy the original, and the B-side was pretty good too. I mean, it was like kind of like a soft psych, R&B, soul kind of thing. But then when I was about to buy it, I saw this also on eBay. The good thing about buying records on the 45 is, like LPs, I want the original. 45s, I really don't care. I mean, it's in the jukebox. No one's really going to see it. So this is a reissue. And the other side is You're the One by Little Sister, which is a Sly Stone production. So it's a little bit funkier, a little bit funner for parties. So this was a good find. I love playing this in the jukebox. This next one, this is Local Natives. This is their latest release. This is after their last LP, so none of either of these songs are on the LP. And the songs are The Only Heirs and what's the other song? I Saw You Close Your Eyes. I really like Local Natives. They're probably my favorite indie band. Recently that's kind of still on top of their game. They're from probably 10 minutes. They grew up 10 minutes from here. But yeah, just a lot of harmonies. The drummer, they kind of went a little bit more. This one is a little more produced. Their first one's a little bit more raw. I think the drummer's got a little bit different beats. But I really like these two singles. So I had to buy this. Definitely, I got a bunch of Local Natives actually in the jukebox. But yeah, you can hear Joe Pass just crushing on the guitar. It's so good. I love this. Yeah, definitely check out Joe Pass Guitar Interludes. It's so good. If you don't know it. So the next few, it was on another dig. I went on my lunch break. Went to Fullerton, which is about 20 minutes from my house. This lady just had a post, not too much, just had some records. So I showed up. She had about 10 LPs, but she had a bunch of 45s. And another thing, it was like her friend was a DJ, he was going out of town or was moving, and he said, can you hold on to these? I'll come get them later. And it'd been like a few years, so she just wanted to get rid of them. So the LPs weren't that great. I grabbed one, maybe, wasn't anything special, but tons of 45s. I was just flipping. I looked through anything that was that was soul, or that kind of looked reggae, or that I did find one little Brazilian record in there, 145. This is the first one of the 5 that I'm going to show. This is Detroit Sex Machines, The Stretch. This is super straight ahead, super funky. A good story about this one is I was watching a documentary on Jay Dilla, and it was toward the end when he's kind of in the hospital in the bed. J Rock, I think his friends were still bringing him 45s, and he was still doing beats and stuff. And J Rock, I think it was J Rock, he brought him this single. This is a reissue, so he brought him the original, which is super rare. I can't even find it on Discogs. So yeah, I guess Jay Dilla's dad knew these guys or played with them, or I don't know. It's just kind of a fun fact. But yeah, this is really, really super funky. This is really good. Check it out. This next one, this is Nomu. Nomu and Sean Lee, Upside Down. So this, the good thing about this one, or good story on this one is, so there's a band called Wild Bell. They were a few years ago. They're kind of like from New York. They kind of got reggae pop kind of thing going on. They're pretty good. I really like them. So I knew about Wild Bell, and then this was in the. I just grabbed it because it's just a white label. I don't know. It looked cool. Sean Lee. I didn't know what it was. But apparently, so Wild Bell is a brother and a sister, and the brother, he was working with Nomu, and so they were doing a lot of instrumental stuff, and so I guess they cut this track, and then his little sister wanted, obviously look up to her brother, wanted to lay down some, want to know if she can lay down some vocals or something. Like, yeah, sure, just let her, let her go at it. One night, she stayed up all night, wrote some lyrics, wrote a melody, and she cut the track, and that's this 45, which was basically the seed that started Wild Bell, because then they started a band together. So yeah, this is really, I really like this. Nomu and Sean Lee, Upside Down. Check that one out. This next one, this is Sharon Jones. I'm sure you guys all know Sharon Jones. Daptone Records. She just passed away from cancer, I think maybe a couple years ago, last year. I don't even know. But yeah, she's kind of that throwback to the James Brown kind of sound. Super funky. I didn't know too much of her stuff. I did get about 5. I think I got 5 of her LPs or 45s from that little dig I got. But this one is my favorite. Genuine Part 1 and 2. This one is it's kind of like more that choppy funk, like more that James Brown style. Really loose. I really like this one. Check this one out. Genuine. This next one, this is Quantic, and the song is "The Sound of Everything" featuring Alice Russell. One side has vocals, the other side is just instrumental. This is just a one-off he did. 45. This guy he puts out a lot of music. Quantic. I forget his real name. Something Holland. He's a guitar player, a producer. He's from Holland. Is his last name Holland? I don't remember. I think his last name's Holland, but he's Dutch. And he puts out a lot of stuff, kind of that new age, like a lot of breakbeat, kind of soul stuff. Really good. He works with a lot of different artists. But I really like this one. I remember I threw this one on the first time when I started putting all those stuff in the jukebox. My wife was like, "What is this?" Like, it's really, really good. This is a killer track. Check this one out. This next one, when I was trying to pick the 10 B-sides, it was kind of tough. I wanted to pick stuff that was good. I mean, I have a lot of good songs on 45, but not all of them have B-sides on them that weren't on LPs. So this is kind of the last one I grabbed out of the 10 to round it off. I didn't know this was a B-side, so I was just kind of going through my jukebox and checking stuff. This is Toots and the Maytals. Bam Bam is the B-side. I was really surprised this was a B-side. I know Toots and the Maytals. I know a lot of the bigger songs. I don't have any of their LPs. I'm not sure if I've ever listened to one of their LPs. I probably have all the way through, but so yeah, I was really surprised that this wasn't on an album. It's really good. It's on a comp, but not one of their LPs. And the other side's Pomps and Pride, which is also the classic Toots. I think this is a repress. I'm not 100% sure. This is okay condition. It's got one pretty big scratch in it that gives it some pops. But I found this is one of the ones where I found like in a garage sale or in a collection or something. And it's hard to find 45s at a garage sale that aren't pretty beat up. Usually don't even come in sleeves and stuff. So still, this is a great one to have. Classic song. And the last one I wanted to show, this is Bombay Bicycle Club. This is another indie band I really like. They're not together anymore. They're on like a indefinite hiatus, I guess. I was really bummed. I mean, they put out their first album when they were like 16, 17 in high school, and they just progressively got better and better. The last album was Indian, a lot of like Indian influence, which I really liked it. At first, it was kind of caught me off guard, but it's really good. But I guess the lead singer wrote most of the music and just kind of wanted to do his own thing. But this is a single they put out, and the B-side is "Curl Up Like a Dead Leaf and Go Where the Wind Blows." So, like I mentioned before, I'm trying to find 45s where both sides kind of bangers. I'm looking for a Bombay to put in the jukebox. And I remember I saw this one, and I was like, wow, both sides. Dust on the Ground is the other side, really good. I like both of these songs. So I was really excited to get it. Finally get a Bombay, put it in the jukebox. A lot of the stuff from the UK especially, they come with a small hole, so I had to actually cut a hole out so it would play in the jukebox, which is kind of a bummer, especially some of the ones that are a little more expensive. I'm a little hesitant to buy because I have to basically buy them and cut a hole in the middle and kind of ruin the value, which, I mean, it's not a big deal. I want to play it, but so I got this, I cut the hole, I put it on just to make sure it played okay, and then it's at 33 RPM, so I can't even put it in my jukebox. I don't think I played it since, so I wanted to show it. One reason is because I never played it, so it's a good excuse to do something with it now. But yeah, this is a really good though. Another non-LP track. It's the last one. I really enjoy this, but I mean, unfortunately, I don't play it that much just because can't go in the jukebox. But yeah, so those are the 10 that I wanted to show. Just thought it was kind of an interesting idea. I don't know if someone's probably done it before, but 9 in my jukebox B-sides that I love playing. But yeah, I don't do any needle drops or anything, but I'll probably make a playlist of the 10. I'll throw it in the comments, and you guys are more than welcome to check it out. But yeah, thanks for watching.